welcome to another amazing, fun episode of Late Night Girl Chat. Today
Hey!
we're Unicorn Rider, and we have Kat and Miss Maya. Yay!
Hello!
So, Late Night Girl
Hi.
Chat. This
Welcome,
is
everybody.
a safe forum for all. Wait, why are we having a delay? I don't know. It just seems like we were talking over each other and we weren't hearing each other. And I think we're better now. Okay, good. So, welcome to Late Night Girl Chat. This is a safe place for us women to chat about sex, love, and relationships. So we welcome you from all around the globe. I know that it's late night somewhere, even though for me it's 8 a.m. For me and Maya, it's 8 a.m. And where are you at, Kat?
It's 5 p.m. Well, almost 5:30 where I am. So, Friday evening, it's wine time. It's nighttime somewhere, right? So, wherever you're listening from, I hope you are having a good morning, afternoon, evening, night, day. I don't know. I hope you're ready for some late night girl chat. I don't know. How are you, ladies? Are you ready for some late night girl chat? Some orgasm. You ready for some orgasms? I am. I mean, I'm just continuing to talk.
All right. So, Miss Maya, did you want to jump in?
Hey guys, it's Maya. I got up for this, so let's go. Let's talk about something
Speaking
good.
of late night, right? Miss Maya went to bed at what, 5, you said?
Yes, I went to bed at 5 a.m.
This is what you can do when you're still, only 19. The thought of me going to bed at 5 is like, no. However,
Yeah,
I did
barely.
wake up at 5.
Yeah, you can wake up at 5. You can't go to bed at 5.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I can't.
It's like a
All
point in
right,
your
let's
life.
talk about let's talk about from zero to multiple orgasm. Let's get serious now. Here we go.
Well,
That is
let's
not
just-
going to get you orgasm.
Well, remember
Rule
to
number
everybody,
1.
don't get serious. But remember, if you're listening and you have comments, we are live and we are happy and excited to take your comments. And this is a chat for you to get involved in as well. So, listen, chat with us. And if you have any questions, please send us a message or join the Facebook group. It's LNGC, but we'll let you know again at the end. But yeah, I hope you can... I don't know, has some comments. So
Good job. Yes.
Okay. So the reason why we're talking about this was because 2 episodes ago we were talking about your sexual fantasies. Hello, Dala. And we were talking about sexual fantasies, and the subject of orgasm came up. And one of our listener or watcher was saying that she had never had an orgasm or had a hard time achieving orgasm, and she felt like she was broken. So we promised to circle back to talk about that and to encourage you on how to get to your orgasm. And I personally myself, when I was I couldn't achieve penetration orgasm either. I can only achieve orgasm if I play with my clitoris. So that was a stressful thing for me also. And then after being in a marriage, in a monogamous relationship for 18 years, I broke out. and I did what I call a PhD on my own sexuality, sex, love, and relationship. And I discover, reclaim all sorts of stuff, heal a bunch of stuff for myself. So I was able to achieve orgasm, and I could go for hours. I mean, like, as long as that cock is hard, I could ride it. And if I sit on it, too much information for my daughter.
No, I don't know if it's just my generation, but like the C word makes me so uncomfortable. I hate that word. Like, we do not call it the C word.
What do you call it?
Cock
A,
is bad, but
a
dick is
dick
okay.
or a
Yeah,
penis.
dick.
Yeah, ew. I don't like the C
Yeah,
word.
that's true. Cock seems very almost like
That's
kind
so
of
funny. For
aggressive.
my
Yeah.
generation, yeah, for my generation, you call it a dick, and it's like, no, we don't want any of that. A cock, okay, well, we can come closer to
Ew.
that.
Ugh.
Cock is
That's
just a
interesting.
chicken. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I just want a chicken. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
How about you, Kat? In your middle ground generation, is it cock or dick for you?
Mm, yeah, I think I definitely say dick more than cock for sure. Like, I think cock seems very like aggressive, actually. Like, give
It's
me
like,
the cock. No, like I don't know.
it's
It
like
seems
gross and crude and just like,
like I don't mind if somebody else says it. Like, it doesn't bother me, but it's just not really part of my language. But I think
Okay. So
I
tip
think it's
number 2
yeah.
on achieving orgasm is to know what language your partner likes and resonate to, and use that language, because
Mm,
you don't want to like completely turn her off. And it's true, like for me, when I'm of the older generation, cock, penis, dick, anything down there was an ew. And la la la
mm,
la, we don't know.
yeah.
So it took me a lot to learn to embrace the word cock, Maya. So there you go.
Yeah.
good job.
All right. That was an awkward moment. Pause. But hey, that's what it is. Achieving orgasm is awkward.
It is. I think even just for some people, they can't even say orgasm. They can't even, like, if you can't say vagina or you can't say penis or anything, like, that maybe that's step one, like, just begin to normalize these words and overcome the kind of awkwardness or that guilt or shame about talking about it. Because I think when you want orgasm, you have to just be very vulnerable and be open to, expressing like a side of your sexuality that people don't usually see. So I don't know, for me, like a lot of people can't orgasm just because they're a bit like they're scared about like releasing such,
How
a
about
vulnerable
how about
side of
you,
them.
Kat? What's your relationship to your orgasm?
I think I've been one of the lucky ones that I was able to orgasm. Like I just was doing it myself from like age 6 or 7 or something. So I didn't know what I was doing. So I was like having orgasms from very, very young. And my first time I ever had sex, it's funny, I actually orgasmed and he didn't. So like I jumped on his dick and I just came in like 1 minute and then
Wait,
I
what?
jumped off
What was
again.
that? What was that expression? What was
I
that?
came,
I jumped 20 sticks.
I jumped on his
No, I,
dick.
I jumped 20 sticks.
I jumped on his
Oh,
dick.
you jump on his dick.
I
Okay,
jumped on
I
his
okay.
jumped
dick,
20 stick.
I jumped on his dick. Sorry, guys. My Scottish accent is
No,
coming out now.
I got it. I don't know where my mom got that. I jumped
Um,
26.
but so for me, I always could orgasm, right? And then it was only when I was first properly single when I was like 19 and I was on Tinder and it was my first time casually having sex. That was the first time I experienced not orgasming because I was like with my first boyfriend, it was fine. I could always finish and I always did it myself. So it was like, whoa, I couldn't orgasm. And I was really surprised by that because I thought I was one of those people that could always orgasm. So casual sex for me was actually very difficult for me to do it. And so far, I've only really been able to do it in longer kind of, at least longer casual relationships. Yeah, I don't know if that resonates with any of you. Like, I feel like I need to know somebody or a little bit to.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think it's about like being comfortable and
How about you, Miss
relaxed,
Maya?
and it's. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, because like it makes sense that you can, you're more comfortable doing it with someone that you've been with for longer. Because I think it's really just a mental thing in your head where it's like you have to be able to completely let go and relax. And if you just met them and you're like trying to think about everything, and then you're like, oh no, like
Yeah.
yeah, you just like overthink everything, and then it's just stressful, whatever. But yeah, I relate because
Well, I think that's the biggest ingredient, the biggest secret, the biggest roadblock is in our mindset. And let's talk about all the things that goes on in our mindset that blocks orgasm, right? So we both have talked about you have to be comfortable with someone. And I totally agree with you. And a lot of women have to be comfortable with someone before they can orgasm. But let's break that down. Why do you have to be comfortable with someone? That means you're not comfortable fully with yourself and your own sexuality so that you can get there with just anyone, right? So it's sexuality reside inside us, in our body, but we're not trained to own our sex. We are trained to hand it over to a guy, the circumstance situation. So a lot of stuff goes on in here that turns our sexual orgasm off, because it's like, am I pretty enough? Am I comfortable enough? Am I good enough? Am I taking too long to orgasm? And am I gonna orgasm? So all those questions are not helpful.
Yeah. How do you? Okay, so the
Absolutely.
trick is, how do you just like turn it off? Is there a little switchy somewhere? Where can we find that? Tell us where it is.
Yeah, how do you get like confident in
Yes.
yourself without needing to know somebody or trust somebody? Like, how did you get there?
Yeah. So for me, like I said, I went from religious Catholic girl and doing it right, shutting my legs, not giving out, because they don't buy the cow unless they get, if you get the milk for free. That's the kind of um, good parenting. Bad parenting that I got. And so I kept going, am I the milk? Am I the cow? Running around, kind of going. so that whole thing just doesn't work. And I had so much shame and guilt, like, oh God, am I giving away the milk for free? So I have to like pull it back in and shutting it down. So I've been trained to shut my sex down. So of course I couldn't get to orgasm. And so when I broke out and at 39 and just started exploring my own sexuality, so I highly recommend exploring your sexuality. Like, don't date so that you can find someone, but really date and experiment like like it's a PhD program. You want to collect data point about yourself. And in doing that, you understand about men and how they work and all that stuff. But that is the side note. Pleasing a guy is secondary to pleasing you. So I learned to, instead of looking for dates on Tinder, but at that time we only had Craigslist, so this was before Tinder. But it works the same, because I work with my clients and I tell them the same thing. It's like, you want to make posts on your dating profile. It's like, hey, I want to experience orgasm. So if you're good at bringing a woman to orgasm, come bring your tools. You've got 2 hours. And it's so empowering to practice and to set up the arrangement so that you are really just there to receive and to find your own orgasm. When you're going on a date, there's so many pressures, right? It's like, oh, we have to please him. Is he going to like me? Is this going to go? Oh God, no, I don't want this to be, and so you get all confused about, your goal is not about finding yourself and your orgasm. Your goal is about pleasing the other person, or getting the hell out of there, or trying to get to the next date. And so your brain is not quite there. Let's talk about to the married woman, because there are a problem with being married too. So when you're married, that adds complexity. Oh my God, it adds so many layers to your orgasm, because now you have a lot of baggage that stands in your way of orgasm, right? And both sides are no longer live like, when you're Maya and Kat's age. You guys are still cute. It's all about putting yourself together. It's all about getting to that connection, that orgasm place. When you're old and married, it's not about that. It's about cleaning the house. It's about saving money, it's about fixing the roof, it's about feeding the kids. So the responsibility really do get in the way of your orgasm. So that's the other thing that you need to help each other, talk about it, and support each other and make time and space for it. You know, like you might have to go to a fancy, or if your fantasy is about, you know, dirty, stingy motel, who knows, whatever your fantasy
Absolutely.
is, but to take it out of your own bedroom so that you can break some mindset.
Oh, I
I'll
think that's
stop
so
there, let you
true.
guys jump in.
I think even I mean I'm only 27, but I'm in a long-term relationship as well. And I think for me a huge part is absolutely right, like the same as you were saying, like to find a new location or find a new anything that sort of breaks the usual regular kind of mentality. Because yeah, you're right, like when you live together you're just thinking about the house, you're thinking about work. And I think when most women, I would say, are very mentally stimulated and are like ruled by their head. And if you are just in a zone which is just distracting you with kids and housework and whatever, it's very hard to get out of that. And for me, like I know, like if I go somewhere like a hotel, or if I'm on holiday, or I'm outside in the garden, I don't know, whatever it is, it's like, wow, I'm totally in a different mind space now. And I can like, I'm not thinking about all these other things. And I would say one huge thing you can do is either find a new place, or work on like mindfulness to like remove kind of the noise and the stress is going on. Because this, if you have stress, that is a physical barrier, like a mental barrier to being able to be aroused, that you can't actually be stressed and aroused at the same time. So if you're stressed, your arousal will just shut off. So if you're stressed, that's what you need to work on, I would say. Yeah. What about you, Maya? Do you?
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I relate to both, like you got like long-term relationship of, you know, trying to find something to kind of spice it up, and then now I'm also, well, now I'm single, so now I'm, you know, so in a relationship, for me it was almost like I didn't have a hard time like getting to the end, like having an orgasm. Like it was like it happened every single time because it was just like we knew how we worked. Like it was very intimate, it was very close. I didn't have to like think at all. Like it was very easy. But at the same time, it was almost like too predictable. It got boring. It was like, yeah, we're both gonna come, and then you know, it was just
You
like,
want the
right.
the risk of not coming. You want...
Yeah, I don't know, yeah,
No,
and
I know what you
even
mean though.
like, and it was hard to like find
Mm,
a way to like make it interesting again, even though it's not like it was bad. Like we
yeah,
knew how he worked, and everything felt good. It
yeah.
just I was never horny anymore. So I was like, you
It's
know,
just the same. Yeah,
yeah.
you still need to get in the
So
mood. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like now I
Yeah,
get to
so
experience.
the
Yep.
switch that you're looking for, Maya, is in our head. Like we have to switch it on. Like I have
Mhm.
to switch it on.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
remember there was a phase where I was into just like, hey honey, we go on our road trip. Let's pull over at some, you know, some open space and let's do me. It's like, oh yeah. But it's me. I had to turn it on and I have to tell him and say, I want that. And that encouraged him to meet me there. When I turn it off, it's really hard and scary for him to try to ignite it for me.
Mhm.
When we're in a steady relationship, a marriage or a long term relationship, a monogamous, aka a monotonous relationship. Sorry. But it's true.
Well, for you, but I see what you mean. Absolutely. Like you have to tell somebody what you want. Like somebody else can't they actually can't really turn you on. Like I don't know. Like don't get me wrong. I can find somebody very physically attractive, but for me personally, if somebody's trying to be sexy, or it doesn't do it for me. Like
Ew.
I have to be
Yeah.
the one mentally to put myself there. Like you just said,
Mhm.
May. Like if I'm like I sometimes I just really have to not forcibly, but I have to proactively imagine some scenario or something. And I would say my biggest benefit is that I have a really good imagination. For sure, that has helped me my entire life. I can be in the bedroom doing it super, boring, just missionary, and I can be doing some crazy shit in my head, and that gets me there. Like,
We want to
and
know some of this crazy shit.
just in like, I don't know, like I could imagine that like he's somebody that just came to fix my pipes or something. I don't know, like, and we just got down to
Yeah.
it, like it's not something I would want to happen in real life, but it gets me there, something that's a bit
Yeah,
weird usually gets
absolutely.
me going. And
Yeah.
I think, for me, that makes me
Well,
satisfied.
what
So,
what what you speak to is the fantasy and imagination are your friends. This is so helpful. That's
mhm,
why the movie industry is
yeah.
so profitable and exists, and we can't live without the movies, right? So watching hot sexy movies together and allowing your sexual desire to rise from that's really hot, and that you can ignite from there. What other ways that you can go, Maya or Kat?
um, I think you could do something physical, like take a bath or have a
Mm,
massage or something. I think in something where there's not a pressure to like have sex or have an orgasm, but something that could lead into it. Because if
Yeah,
there's a
that's a
lot of
good one.
pressure around it, then like, yeah, like if it's Valentine's Day, for example, and you're like, okay, cool, we're obviously going to have sex because it's Valentine's Day, that actually can make it less sexy because it's expected, it's pressure. So just like doing something where it's just fun, you're just gonna like try something and then try a new set of lingerie out and see how it feels, how does it look, and that can spark something maybe from there. Yeah.
yeah. How about you,
What about
Maya?
you?
Well, I don't know if I have much yet because I never really solved that.
Well, that's how about now? And you're like, have
Oh,
have
not
you started
yet.
have you
We
started
remain
sleeping with new
hopeful.
people?
Oh, well, in my relationship, yeah, that was kind of sad. In my relationship, see, I don't know if it's just that I allowed myself to just slowly let my little sex drive die or something, but
Hmm.
towards the
I
end,
I think
I was just
there's
like, I'm not
sometimes
even
it's worth
interested.
trying, and sometimes you're just not in the place to try. Like when I was 18, 19, I also was in a long-term relationship, and I knew I wanted to go and experience new people.
Yeah,
And I could have continued to try with my ex, but it wasn't right, and that's where you are in your life as well. Like you
yeah,
have to experience that. I think like it can be different when you're older and you know this person is very, very, very special and you're whatever, then it's different. But there's nothing wrong with you. You're not
Well,
giving up. You've got to you're actually
I
putting yourself forward, I think. Sorry, continue
I
what you're
think that's really important what Kat just said, which is there's nothing wrong with you. Like everybody, repeat after me. There's nothing wrong
mm,
with me.
there's
yeah.
nothing wrong with
There's
me.
nothing wrong
Yeah.
with me.
There you
Yeah.
go,
Yeah.
right? Because I want the audience to repeat it. So there's nothing wrong with you. And when you walk around thinking there's something wrong with you, there goes your orgasm. So there's nothing
Mm,
wrong with you. And the other thing is there's nothing wrong with your partner. Oh my gosh, that's the other thing that we do.
mm.
There's something wrong with him. It's him. He doesn't turn me on. So when we take those things out and then start playing. So two things that we haven't mentioned is the the field of BDSM and tantra, right? BDSM, do we know what that stands for?
Something sadomasochism. I don't know what the BD stands for actually.
Yes, you got the last two, sadomasochism. The first B, bondage.
Big.
Ah, okay.
Oh,
Big dick.
Bondage,
that's
BDSM,
what I was thinking.
bondage. No.
I was like, big dick, sexy
Man, big dick,
mom.
sexy man.
You just like
Yeah.
suck on the big dick and that's it, right? No. It helps maybe, but but I and now I forget what the how the D is. Is it discipline, bondage, Anyway,
Maybe.
somebody, if you're watching this, will
Yeah,
you
leave a
please
comment.
put in the comment BDSM? So bondage, D, dick. No, I'm just kidding. Discipline or something like that, and sadomasochism. So in other words, what that means is you're playing with sensation. Domination. Thank
Domination.
you.
Thanks, Dax.
I love Dax. Dax is our behind the scene assistant. He get the joy of watching this show. So domination. So basically what that is you're playing with the bondage part is to be restrained, to be tied up, to be taken. Those raise your libido, your sexual energy, and it raised a little bit of fear and sensation in your brain, because when you're married or in a long-term relationship, um nothing, it's so monotonous that it's boring. So when you put in a little restraint, a little blindfold, a little pain, a little pleasure, it ignites the energy between people, right? So that's the bondage. And the domination part, this is really hot. People don't really understand this very well, but when you consciously surrender yourself to someone to take you, or when you consciously take someone for your own pleasure, it is really fun and hot, and it takes us beyond the cognitive mind and way back into a much bigger mind that most of us, even now, I think the world doesn't understand this world. But that's where eroticism reside. That's where hotness is. So domination, like, you do something for me, or like, there's when you feel a sense of losing your power, that gets the pussy wet and the cock hard, or taking power, those kind of things. So whatever turns you on. So that's the D part. And then the sadomasochism. So sado, I get these two mixed up, but what that means is
Yes,
you are
sadism.
enjoying, either you're enjoying, what does that mean? Causing pain or
Giving pain. Yep. If you're
giving
a
pain?
sadist, you give pain, and if you're a masochist, you like to receive pain.
Exactly. So this, can you see how this world gives you more permission than missionary style, turn off the light, let's get it on, be done in 10 minutes kind of thing, right? So when you include these elements in there where you allow yourself to cause pain and enjoy it, or when you allow yourself to receive pain and not feel like there's something wrong with you, that opened up a whole new world. So that's the BDSM world that you can play with each other. It's super fun and scary, which raise the level of excitement. Or you can go to the Tantra world. Do you guys know much about Tantra?
Just know of it, but I don't know like the
Mm-hmm.
details too much. Like kind of a lot of breathing exercises.
Yeah, it looks funny. Well, they both look funny and strange on the outside, right? In the Tantra world, they teach you how to connect at a much deeper level than, again, our brain connects. Our brain connects from this checklist of, are you satisfying what I need? Can I get this from you? Da, da, da. So it's very transactional. But in the Tantra world, when you learn to breathe together, there's a depth that opens up, and there's an ease and there's a connection that opens up, that is just like, wow, I didn't know was there. I didn't know it's possible between human beings, but it's there for us all the time. So from that place, you can then work to raise your kundalini, as they call it, your sexual energy, and then co-create from each other from there. I am more of a BDSM gal than a tantric gal, so I've only done the tantric a couple times, and I loved it, but I haven't really explored that to the depth that some people actually have done. But I recommend both of those as ways to open up your world and do things that your mother never told you to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just knowing that whatever desire or arousal, make something that arouses you, is not wrong, within the range of law, obviously, and it might not be mainstream, it might not be what your friends like, or at least what your friends talk about, or what you see on movies, but everything is actually possible, and there is somebody else who can join you with that pleasure as well, because
I was
like I mean, I know people who
Well,
are into feet, are into all sorts of things, and they find people who are also into that. So if you think you're weird, you might be just conventionally, but you don't have to like hide
there's
that
nothing wrong
desire.
with you.
Exactly, there's nothing wrong with you.
You were gonna
We
say
need to know
something,
that.
Maya?
no, she just covered it. I was just gonna say, no matter what it is, there's gonna be someone else who has the exact same thing. You will never be the only one who's into something. Like, don't think you're weird,
Absolutely.
because there is other people. There are other people. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
Yes,
like,
and
definitely.
if you're with
or
a
you're
partner,
you're not the first one to have like that
To
or think about that.
exactly,
Yeah.
right,
yeah, yeah.
and and if you're with a partner that shame you for that, you need to stop that. You need to redirect that right away. It's like, no, you do not get to shame me for my sexual. Just because you don't like it, don't enjoy it, doesn't mean I'm bad and wrong. I think that is so important. Hello, Lon. We have women watching from Vietnam and all over. It's so great to see you guys. Thank you. So it's so important to trust yourself, like Maya said, like there's nothing wrong with you. Stay in your power, don't give it up, and don't let someone shame you about what you like and don't like. That's number one, babies. We have a lot of number ones, we don't have any
I
number
know.
twos. Like number one
That's
this,
true.
number one that.
They're all so important. I know. I think
Yes.
we just need to teach
There
like
was
female
something else that I
pleasure.
wanted to say to wrap this up. Oh, we are so ready and waiting. We want to, right? Come on, COVID, go away so that we can do this.
I
So
know.
there was something else that I was going to say before we go. What is that? Orgasm. Don't let anyone try it out. Role play. Marriage stagnant, boring. Monogamous. What else was I going to say? Oh my gosh, this was so important. I'm gonna like remember after we hang up. So let me just like put a caveat on this, and hopefully that it will come back because it's so important. So we love thank you for watching. We love having you here with us. This is something that all four of us, we're gonna just like include Dax in the background, are so passionate about to bring it. This is why Maya get up at 8 o'clock in the morning when she usually gets up at noon. This is why Kat make time and space for it every other week so that she can be here. We are so passionate about bringing healthy, honest conversation around sex, love, and relationship to you all so that we can all grow in this world and make love and make peace with each other, right?
It's a
So
basic
if they want
right,
to join us, yeah, if they want to join us, if they want to find out more about you, Kat, how are they going to find you?
So you can find me on Instagram. My handle is at We Are Ungirls. You can also check out my website, ungirl.org. Yeah, and you can find me on Facebook as well, We Are Ungirls. So yeah, I'm always happy
Just
to
in case
talk
you couldn't
more.
hear that, it's a very clever name,
Oh,
the
we,
Ungirl,
we are
Ungirl, the
we are
Ungirl.
ungirls. We are ungirls. So like
We are
we
Ungirls.
are, and then UN girls. Exactly. So we are girls
Awesome.
unleashed.
Yay! Girls Unleashed. It's so hard. I mean, like, I have such a love-hate relationship with the word girl, like girl chat. But if you say late night woman chat, it's just not hot and fun. So it has to be girl. But then,
Well, we
come
can
on now, we're
redefine.
all women. So anyway,
Exactly.
yeah. So, Miss Maya, how are they gonna find you? Through
They
me.
won't.
I'm her mother. Go through me.
Through
No, just
you.
kidding.
Well, see, I mean, I use Facebook. It's still new to me because to me, I've always been like, that's like an older generation thing. Like, so I'm not. as like on it as much, but I'm on Facebook. I'm in this group. Hey, so if you like tag me or something, then I might be able to see it. But other than that, I just use Instagram. But I don't like letting random people follow me, so I don't really
That's all
promote that
right.
either. So
You're here. You already
I'm
give
around.
away a
Yeah,
lot of
so
yourself.
if you're, you know, in the teens and you want to talk to someone that can understand you, you can absolutely reach Miss Maya. You can apply to join us on Late Night Girl Chat, LNGC group on Facebook, and Kat and I will monitor it, and then we'll put you together. Let me do a public announcement because we just had a message that came in that is so inappropriate. And this happened, you know, when we stick our neck out to do late night girl chat, we know that we're going to get random icky men who are so horny and need to jerk off as they watch this. And they have to tell us about it because I guess that's part of the fantasy. So if you are watching this and it helps you get off, I am so happy for you. Please keep it to yourself. We don't really want to hear it. And we do not want messages from you that said, you know, hey, are you available to chat? We're not. We're really busy women trying to make a difference in the world. And so
Mm-hmm.
we want to engage with you. If you have serious problems or questions, we would love to talk with you and help you with it. But if you're just like needing something to jerk off, go find a porn session and
I
watch it
know.
and do it
There's so
there.
much
And we
free
don't want to
stuff.
hear it.
Yes.
Yes, this is
We're
not
already
it. Please
giving you a
don't make this
service.
space icky.
I know. Like we don't
Yes.
have to do this. So if it's gonna get really weird, then you know, it's making it more difficult.
We'll
So we would
ban
love to
you.
we
We will block
I've
you.
banned a lot of people already actually. So yeah,
Yes.
it's we want to give honest advice from a female perspective on sex, and I think that's important for men to hear about as well. And I hope anyone who's listening who's a man enjoys that, and you know, it's just cool about it. Okay, we should be able to talk about sex without it
And what,
becoming a
you know
free
what's the
porn
best way to get
service.
us to orgasm?
Paying us? I don't know.
The best way to
Just
get to orgasm with us is respect.
yeah, respect
Mm-hmm.
first. Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
So the best way to get to orgasm with us is is respect. So if you are respectful to women, they're gonna come closer to you. If you disrespect us with that, then we're gonna
Absolutely.
run and block you. Anyway, enough of my
Absolutely.
public service announcement. Join us on Late Night Girl Chat, LNGC, Facebook private group, or on our page so that you can rewatch these episodes. We love you all out there. We hope that you're having great orgasm. And if you have any other question beyond from what we covered today, feel free to make comments and send us a private message. We'd be happy to entertain that. But no dick
Yes.
pictures, no,
No,
hey,
no.
let's get started, no
Mhm.
creepy messages, none of that.
No.
All right.
All right.
See you
Have a
next
nice
week. Have a wonderful week, everyone.
bye.
See
Bye.
ya.